So this is my friend's old HP laptop which runs Windows 10. It's been almost 8 years since he bought it. Initially, it performed very well, but as it aged, the laptop began to struggle with running Windows smoothly. To fix this issue, we changed the internals, replaced the OEM battery, SSD, and installed the Windows 11. Despite these upgrades, my friend was still not satisfied with its performance due to limited system resources. Now, these are the laptop specifications, which is more than sufficient for Linux to run smoothly. So I convinced him to try a Linux distribution to enhance usability. After testing several Linux distros, I decided to use Ubuntu 24.04 LTS for this video. This video demonstrates how to install Ubuntu 24.04 on old HP laptop. You can use this guide to install Linux on any old PC or laptop. Now, as of now, this laptop is running Windows 10, which we still erase and replace with Ubuntu shortly. Before installing Linux, it's recommended to back up your important data to external media. The only requirement for this video is 8 gigs or higher USB pen drive to create a bootable disk with Ubuntu. Then head over to the Ubuntu website and click on the download button to get the latest Ubuntu ISO. While it's downloading in the background, head over to this website and download the Rufus. You can also use Ventoy or Etcher to create a bootable USB with Ubuntu, but for this video, I will be using Rufus. Once the files are downloaded, place them on your desktop for easier access. If you're installing Ubuntu on a laptop, make sure to connect it to a power source. Then connect your USB stick to your computer. Double-click to open Rufus. Select your USB drive and import the Ubuntu ISO. I'm going to choose the partition scheme as GPT, as this laptop uses UEFI boot mode with GPT partition scheme. If your system uses legacy BIOS, you can select MBR, then leave the remaining options as default and click on Start. Follow the prompts to create a bootable USB with Ubuntu. This process may take some time depending on the writing speed of your USB drive. Once it's complete, restart your PC and enter the BIOS settings using the keyboard shortcut for your motherboard. Now, mostly it could be F2, F10 or Escape key. Now on this HP laptop, I press the Escape key to bring up the startup menu, then press F10 to enter the BIOS. Inside the BIOS, disable CD-ROM boot, enable USB boot and disable network boot, legacy boot and secure boot. You can leave Secure Boot enabled as Ubuntu supports it without any issues. Then change the boot order to set the USB drive as primary boot device. Then save the changes and your computer should boot from the USB drive. Now this will bring up the grub menu. Select the first option and press Enter to try or install Ubuntu. However, on some computers with both iGPU and discrete graphic cards, the system may not be able to load the Ubuntu installer correctly or may get stuck in a boot loop. If this happens, you can forcefully reboot your computer, then return to the grub menu and choose the Save Graphics option to boot into the installer without loading any GPU drivers. This option can only be used if the first one doesn't work for you. Anyway, I'm going to choose the first option. Now, once your computer boots into the Ubuntu live session, go ahead and connect to the internet via Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi. Then set the system language and click on Next. Now skip the accessibility settings by clicking Next. Choose your keyboard layout and click on Next. Ensure your system is connected to the internet connection and click Next. You can choose to try Ubuntu before installing, but for now, select Install Ubuntu and click on Next. Then choose Interactive Installation from the options. Now on the Applications page, you can select the default installation with Essential Applications or the Extended selection, which includes more apps and useful tools. I recommend the Extended selection, then click on Next. Now check the both options to optimize your computer by installing recommended software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and click on Next. Now on the disk page, you can choose to install Ubuntu alongside Windows on the same drive if you prefer. I have made a video on this topic, so check the link in the description for more information. However, I prefer to install Ubuntu on a standalone drive, so I'm selecting the second option and clicking on Next. Now this will auto-detect the internal drive and use it to install Ubuntu. If multiple drives are present inside your computer, you will need to choose the drive where to install Ubuntu. Then create a user account, select your time zone and click on Next. Go ahead and review the summary of the installation. You can freely go back and make changes if needed. If everything looks perfect, just go ahead and click on Install to start the Ubuntu installation. The installation will take a few minutes, so sit back and please be patient. Once it's completed, click on Restart. Upon restarting, you will be prompted to remove the USB drive and press Enter. Now your system will boot into newly installed Ubuntu operating system. Now go ahead and log in with your password. The welcome screen will appear after the first boot. Just go ahead, click on Next to proceed. You can choose the Ubuntu Pro subscription for software and security updates until 2034, but for now, I will be skipping it. You can also choose whether to share the data with Ubuntu. If you prefer not to, select the option to decline and click on Finish. Now speaking about the performance on this old laptop, I haven't encountered major issues. Now aside from that, the touchpad gestures are not working as expected. The installer is smart enough and detected the built-in hardware and installed the necessary drivers. So Wi-Fi works fine and NVIDIA proprietary drivers are installed for hardware acceleration. The idle RAM usage of Ubuntu is significantly lower compared to Windows and all applications open faster as expected. Overall, using Linux on this old laptop seems worth it. And that's how you install Linux on old PC or laptop in under a few minutes. I also made a video about things to do after installing the new Ubuntu. So check out the video link in the description for more information. And that's pretty much it. What do you guys think about it? If you have any questions or queries, do post them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been KSK Ryle. I will see you in the next one.